Football used to have a soul. It lived in the space between the midfield and the attack. It belonged to the number 10, the trequartista, the artist, the man who didn't need to run because the ball did the work for him. But look around the elite leagues today. Where are they? The classic playmakers have been hunted to the brink of extinction. In a world of expected goals and high-intensity pressing, the luxury of the creative genius has been replaced by the efficiency of the athletic machine. But stick around until the end of this video, because the reason why the number 10 died isn't what you think. And the person who is actually bringing it back is someone you'd never expect. For 50 years, the number 10 was the most important person on the pitch. They were the architects. Think of Pelé in 1970, Maradona in 86, or Zinedine Zidane in 2002. These players were allowed to be lazy. They didn't track back, they didn't tackle. Why? Because when they got the ball, they did things that shouldn't be possible. They operated in the hole, that pocket of space between the opposition's midfield and defense. Back then, defenders were taught to mark the striker or the man with the ball. No one knew how to handle a ghost drifting between the lines. So what killed them, it wasn't one thing, it was a tactical execution. First, the speed of the game. In the 80s, a playmaker had 3 seconds to decide a pass. Today, they have 0.5 seconds. Second, the make-well role. Managers realized that if you put a destroyer right in that hole, the number 10 has nowhere to stand. Claude Makélélé, N'Golo Kanté, and now Rodri, these players were built specifically to be number 10 killers. But the final blow. Gegenpressing. When Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola arrived, they demanded that every player, even the geniuses, must sprint. A player like Juan Ramon Riquelme, who was a god at Villarreal, would be a liability in a modern 4-3-3. In the modern game, there is no room for passengers. If you don't run 12 km a game, you don't play. We saw the great extinction in real time. Think back to 2014. James Rodriguez was the king of the World Cup. 2 years later, he was a bench warmer. Philippe Coutinho moved for £140 million and essentially lost his identity because he didn't fit into a rigid 3-man midfield. These players became tweener, too slow to be wingers, not defensive enough to be central midfielders. The number 10 didn't just lose its position, it lost its home. But here is the shock. The number 10 isn't actually dead, it's just mutated. We've entered the era of the Shadow 10. Look at Jamal Musiala or Jude Bellingham. They wear the number, they have the magic, but they have the engines of marathon runners. But the real twist, the most effective number 10s in 2026 aren't midfielders at all. They are strikers. Harry Kane at Bayern and even Erling Haaland are now dropping so deep to create that they've effectively absorbed the playmaker role into the center-forward position. The artist didn't die, he just learned how to hide inside the body of a beast. The position is gone, but the magic, it just moved house. The number 10 was football's greatest luxury. We traded beauty for efficiency, and while the game is faster, some would argue it's a little less magical. But I want to hear from you. Is football better now, or do you miss the era of the lazy genius? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for our next deep dive.